Hi there. I've been getting a lot of questions on how to tell the difference between less and fewer and how to remember that difference. So let's see if we can knock that one out with a couple examples in a way that'll be easy to remember. All right, so I'm going to start on the home front and then get into work in a little bit. So I just checked the mail and it turned out that my partner received more mail than I did. So if I want to put this in terms of less and fewer, I'm going to have to talk about mine, right? So did I receive less mail or less letters? Fewer mail, fewer letters. The answer is I received less mail and I received fewer letters. So start trying to think about what those might have in common, and we'll be looking for a pattern. Okay, next thing I did is I thought, oh my gosh, neither of us finished the laundry on the weekend. So I went to check what I was in for, chore-wise, since I'm working from home. And it turned out, luckily, there was less laundry than I expected. There were fewer shirts to fold. Less laundry, fewer shirts. How does that relate to less mail, fewer letters, right? That's what we want to be thinking about here. Then I was cleaning up this area where sometimes I leave dollar bills and whatnot, and I thought I had kind of a good stash, but it turned out I had less money than I hoped. I only found one bill. Luckily, it was a 20, but still, I had less money than I'd hoped. I had fewer dollars than I'd hoped, fewer bills, fewer Jacksons. They're not Benjamins this time. Okay, but I had less money, but fewer bills. So what does the pattern seem to be so far? We've got two things to consider here. One, is the item countable or not? A dollar is countable, but money is a larger concept. We don't say, here's one money, two money, three money. No, we say $1, $2, $3. It's countable. That's why I used fewer. Fewer dollars, countable. Money's not countable, less money. Next thing was the shirts, right? I said I had fewer shirts. I only have 3 of them here that I had to fold. And so again, countable, 1, 2, 3. That's why I used fewer, because it's countable. Laundry is more of a concept, right? So there's less laundry. And then same deal for the mail. Fewer letters for me, but I could count his 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I had fewer because I only had 1, but I had less mail. Okay, second way you can think about that is that idea that something like mail, laundry, money, those are concepts and they're broad categories. So they're not countable and we're sticking with less. But you can also think of that they're kind of conceptual, right? Money is a big idea and a big category and a concept. And so we use less for the concepts. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to try a few and see if you can apply that pattern. All right, hours. Are there less hours in the day or fewer hours in the day than you might hope from getting your work done? Well, fewer hours in the day, less time in the day. Okay, what about, let's say you're building something or you're writing up some procedures for some specs. You want something to take less space. What would you say for inches or feet? Less feet, less inches? Nope, fewer, right? We can count feet, we can count inches, but space is a big concept that's not countable. And we could apply that to other distances too. We could say distance versus miles. I ran less distance than I had planned to. I ran fewer miles than I had planned to. That fits the same pattern. And then lastly, let's take stuff. I have more stuff in this hand. I have less stuff in this hand, but I have fewer books. By the way, this is a great book, and I plan to review it soon. Fewer books, less stuff. Fits the same pattern. So to review, we're using less when something is broad, conceptual, not countable, like time, money, stuff. And we're using fewer when we can count it. Fewer books, fewer minutes, fewer dollars. Try that out, and I'll see you soon. Let me know in the comments if there are any other tips you'd like me to talk about. And if you like what you learned here, please subscribe. See you soon.